Hello and welcome to Friday Night Not So Live. My name is Sharon Rogers and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Wells, Maine, and this is my Stamp Buddy Crash. And usually on Friday nights at 7:30, I come to you live creating a project, but tonight I happen to be in North Carolina, so I have pre-recorded something for you. And because this is March 14th, which is Pi Day, I've decided to create a pie themed card. Different pie, but the same. Let's get started. Now it just occurred to me that not everybody may recognize Pi Day. And when I'm saying Pi Day, I mean PI Day. So pi is a mathematical number, and it is often abbreviated as 3.14. 3 corresponds to March, 14, March 14th is Pi Day. Now I know that not everybody is mathematically inclined, but this nerd is, so that's why we're doing this. Let's start with a piece of scrap basic white, and we're going to open up the More Than Autumn stamp set, which is More Than Autumn. We're going to use the pie slice, and I'll be using the whipped cream as well, but for right now, we're just going to focus on the pie slice. And I want to create 3 different types of pie for my card. Let's see. 1. Let's leave a little bit of space so we can die cut them all easily. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And now I need to color them. I'm going to take my crumb cake. Nope, I'm going to not take a regular marker. I'm going to take my crumb cake blends, Stampin' Blends. These are alcohol-based markers, and they will therefore spread and blend better. I'm going to take the dark and I'll start here and maybe outline my crust a little bit more in the places where I think it'll get a little bit toastier, if you will. So definitely on the top here. I might even bring in a little pecan pie there to give it a little bit more of a golden color, because you can mix your colors. You don't have to just use a single one here. And now let's go ahead and bring in the light, and we will just blend that in a little bit better. So by blending in a circular motion, I get rid of the hard edges there. All right. And I think I do want to add a little bit more color, a little bit more golden nature to this. So let's go ahead and bring in my pecan pie and put that in there too. And again, we can blend that in. All right. I'm going to come back with my crumb cake and just blend away a little bit. Get rid of some of those harsh lines. All right, so I've got 3 different crusts there. And now we want to look at what kind of pies. Well, there's lemon meringue, so I'm going to bring in my lemon lolly. And this is kind of small, so let's go ahead and we'll start with just the bullet tip. I do prefer the bullet tip. Generally, I have a little bit more control with it. Did I start with the dark? Nope, I started with the light. Oh, it's Daffodil Delight, that's why. It's not Lemon Lolly. All right, we've got a nice bright lemon pie. Well, let's go ahead and kind of color in different parts. I think the top is going to be a little bit darker. All right, and if I want to lift some of this color, I don't want it to be quite as strong there, I can just go ahead and just color in a little bit with this color lifter. Now I want to bring in, let's try Lemon Lime Twist, because I think this is going to give me a key lime kind of a look. So here's the light Lemon Lime Twist. And again, we're going to color in here. Starting with the light, but I could have started with the dark like I did on the other one. Let's give this a little bit more depth here. Oops, it's a little runny. All right, so we're just getting some kind of shadows in there a little bit. And you can clean it up a little bit if you want to. You can just make a little bit more. I'm going to try to blend this with my light just a little bit better. Come back in over it. It's looking kind of dark. And that's a little harsh right there. So because it's looking a little bit dark, I'm just going to kind of come over it and just scrub over the whole thing. It's not going to take all the color away because I'm not doing it a ton. But there's our key lime pie. I love key lime pie. I don't know about you, but I do. And then, how about chocolate pie? Everybody loves chocolate pie, right? Let's see, we've got this one. Sometimes there's choices here. So there's this one too. This one looks a little bit fudgier. I think I'm gonna try this one. So this is the SU200, which is one of the neutrals. It's one of the darker ones, so it's probably the one that's labeled dark. They've changed colors since I bought mine, or names, I should say. Ooh, this looks like a nice chocolate pie color. Yeah, it looks yummy. Yummy, yummy. What kind of pie is your favorite? I think I'm gonna go with, I don't know. I do like key lime pie a lot, but I also like tri-berry or triple berry. I'm just gonna bring in a slightly different color. And you know how the top is usually a little bit darker. We're gonna put that color in there. Or maybe it's a fudge. It's got a fudge ganache on the top. Ooh, that's yummy too, right? Oh, that looks great, if I do say so myself. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and die cut these, and I'll be right back. Before I do my die cutting, I'm gonna bring in the whipped cream that goes on the cup. So let me show you here. So this whipped cream, there is a die that will cut out just that top part for a dollop for your pies. So what color do I want to stamp that in? I think I'm gonna go with basic beige because it adds just a little bit of color. And I don't need the whole thing on there, but let's go ahead and put that. You could also do crumb cake too. Crumb cake might be a good choice. Let me actually see if I like crumb cake better. Let's see. You could also do smoky slate, which would just be a gray. Let's see if no, it's about the same. I think this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stamp in full strength and then stamp off again. So it gets to be pretty light. And remember, I need 3 of these. So we'll just do this. All right, so now it's pretty light, but you can see a little bit of stuff. Now that I've got them all stamped, I'm going to bring in that dollop of whipped cream, which can be a little difficult to start to, oh, I got it first thing, to line up. So I decided I was going to do the whipped cream right now because I have to cut out 3 pies and I have to cut out 3 whipped creams. So I might as well do them all together. Bring in our machine. Here's my whipped cream. And let's go ahead, and this pie would not be hard to fussy cut at all. But I'm gonna go ahead and die cut anyway. All right, so here we have our 3 pies. I'm going to bring in my mini dimensionals. And I'm going to put one on the back of each whipped cream. And we'll mount those to the pie. About like that, I guess. You can just put them on with a glue dot or regular glue if you want as well. And this one goes like this. All right, so now I've got my pies. I'm bringing in this bright and beautiful paper called Floral Delight. And on the back of one of them, I've got this beautiful pecan pie, but it's really it's pecan pie and it's neutral kind of, so almost crumb cake in there as well. This is just a scrap that I had. And look at how beautiful, it's almost like burlap. Look how beautiful these pies look on that. So we're going to cut that down and make that for part of our card front. Let's bring this in. So typically a full card front is 5.5 long. So let's cut that down to 5.5. And do I want to, I think that's the right width. I think that's pretty good for the width. So now we just need to decide, well, I can change the order. Now we just need to decide what we want for a card base. Let's bring in a piece of early espresso, and since my strip is 2 inches wide, I'm going to make this 2¼ inches wide, and we need to make it 5.5 as well. It's going to go over the whole front. Crash is begging to get out of the room. He'll have to wait. And I need a card front. Cut a piece of crumb cake to 5.5 wide. And then we need to score at 4¼ Okay. So what we're going to have is something that looks like this. Okay, we're gonna layer this on here. I'm not gonna put anything down solidly yet. I want to see how it goes. So we've got that, and we've got that, and we've got this. So we have to position those. I think this needs to be a little bit thinner. Let's cut off 1/4 inch and see how that goes. The dimensions just looked a little bit too wide for me. The pies were getting a little lost. So if we had that, that even still looks a little wide, but it's not bad. Not bad. I think I could probably live with this. There we go. We're gonna arrange our pies something like that, and then we want to stamp a sentiment down here. And this stamp set has some great words. It says, love you more than pie. Perfect. Let's get out that. Love you more than. Love you more than. And then let's find the pie. Where's the pie? P-I-E right here. Okay. Let's bring in those different elements. And this card just simply means I love you more than all kinds of pie. All right, let's at least mount this so we know where it's going. I think I'll leave this for my husband, since he's not coming on the trip with me to North Carolina. Obviously, I'm shooting this video in advance. I'll leave this for him. Because even though I didn't take him, I do love him more than pie. Let's straighten that out. Straighten that out a little bit. Okay, I think that's roughly straight. Gonna have to be. And I am gonna put these just down with regular adhesive. I'm going to start with my middle one first. So my middle one's going to be the chocolate pie. Put that right in the middle. Okay. And then this one will split the difference over here. And this one will go over here, splitting the difference. So I've got all my pies lined up. Here we go. That looks good. And now I just need an ink. Let's go with the Early Espresso. Love you more than. Pie. Quick and simple card. And I can write an I miss you note on the inside. Thank you for joining me tonight. I can't wait to share with you some of the fantastic things that I've seen and done in North Carolina. And I hope you've had a great pie day. From a former math teacher and a current pie lover to you, happy Pie Day.